Hi. So, I'm recording a video, and last time I made a video, I had this part of the video where I recorded before the video. I was going to do just like a brief little introduction before the actual video, because I think that and then I didn't include it in the video. But this week, the whole video is just a very off the top of my head kind of video, except for that I took notes. I started on the wrong slide, but that's okay, because this week's video is about me trying to help get myself unstuck by me getting outside of my box of thinking that I need to do or be something. So this is just off the top of my head, random. Hopefully this video won't be terribly long, but also I have a shit ton of notes. Also, I just said shit. But I don't care, because these first videos aren't about being anything. In fact, nobody's really watching them, and that's kind of the point. I didn't tell anybody I was making videos because I don't want people watching them, because this is just kind of an experiment with myself to be creative and to do something that mostly helps me. And I have insecurities about being selfish and stuff, and anyway, I'll get over those someday. And right now, on the journey to getting over those, I'm gonna make super random videos that completely diverge from my original plan last week, and that's okay. So, welcome to my channel, Nehemiah Hind, which is not called what I called it last week, because I decided to change the name. For reasons that I will tell you later. And that is called Pulling a Nehemiah. Yes, I decided to change the name to Nehemiah Hind, because I don't want the channel to be confined to anything. I just want it to be about me, because that's all that really matters in life, is me. The whole world revolves around me, and so why would I not name the YouTube channel after me? So that's why I'm calling it Nehemiah Hind. That is my name, if you didn't know. And it's such a rare name that honestly, if you Googled it, you could probably find out a lot of really disturbing things about me. So, my very concise, picture-perfect PowerPoint version of everything I want to talk about. So let's get into it, because again, I don't want to take too much time, and I'm taking way too much time. Anyway. Come here, microphone. Okay, the first thing, in case I didn't mention it already, I have decided to change the name of my channel. Number 2, I already said this too. I have a problem with, well, I kind of said this. I have a problem with getting started on things when I feel intimidated by them. And me feeling intimidated is not very hard, because for most of my life, I have not been a super assertive person. And yes, so there's a weird part of me that is very much into risk taking. And then there's this other part of me that for some reason is extremely timid. And I, at some point I kind of have to get over that, and I need to get myself to do uncomfortable things, which is really hard, but we're getting there. So it's okay. Point number 3, Benji is my housemate. I live with him, and he is a jerk. And here I will insert a video about Benji being a jerk, because he is a freaking jerk. It's the time for Nehemiah to be a jerk to Benji time. Okay, now, back to more important things, which there's not a whole lot more important in my life than how much of a jerk Benji is to me. And by the way, he was jerk first to me, obviously. Otherwise, why would I ever be a jerk to him? I'm just nice to people, and then they're jerks to me, and then I, get kind of bent out of shape about it. Anyway, I'm just a normal person over here. Number 4, I have a lot of really cool ideas that I want to do. And I think part of what I'm intimidated by with regards to making a YouTube channel isn't really intimidated, but it's more like I have a million ideas and I don't start any of them because I just want to do all of them. And also, I feel too constrained by picking one. I'm like a cheaty over here, just freaking watch Good Pace with Benji. Some of my ideas that I really want to do, like I had this really cool idea the other night, and by the other night I mean last night, of doing a Lego stop motion psychology sketch kind of thing, which I think would be super cool. Because there are a lot of ideas I have that I want to share, and I think it'd be cool to test my creative skills with coming up with some kind of like really short sketch things rather than just like explaining things like I tend to always do. I thought it would be cool to have like a me being my own therapist to talk about my insecurities. I thought it'd be cool to make videos where I talk about my insecurities. Those are two completely different points, by the way. I'm super into rap. I want to make rap videos. That would be pretty cool. And I also am super into philosophy, and I would love to react to some videos of like Jordan Peterson saying things, and then me saying what I think about it and why, I think things about it, because I think things about it, and What's up with my lifestyle stuff? I'm super inconsistent. Is that not so true? I made a list of goals last week. I think they're on my next slide. These were my goals, and out of all of them, I have done basically none of them on a regular schedule. I was on time, barely, to work this morning, which has been like, when I try really hard, I'm barely on time. When I don't try, I'm super late. I keep going to bed super late. Good example would be that right now I should be sleeping and not making this video. Face at least one challenge per day, actively avoid all of them. Meditation every morning, I get too impatient and I don't. And that's why I need to do meditation, but it's kind of this weird circle. Like everything in my life, we're like, how do you get started without getting started? It's a very difficult thing. If you have an answer, leave a comment, let me know. Anyway, maybe one thing I am going to do though is make a video every week, This is the second video, so that's 2 in a row. Anyway, back to more important things. I'm eating a banana with peanut butter right now when I should be going to bed. I already mentioned that I should be going to bed. Give me 1 second for the banana. This is peanut butter, and this is banana. Actually, this is more than peanut butter. This is peanut butter with honey mixed into it, because it's like natural peanut butter. It's way too dry on its own. At least this brand is. I've had other ones that were natural that weren't this dry. And this is banana, and as per very normal Nehemiah thing, I'm going to be really disturbing. Now I'm just going to stick my banana in here. And I pull it out, and there's peanut butter. And this is what I do when I get really frustrated, is I want to go eat snacks. Probably a pretty normal human thing, because, I'm just a human like everybody else. Bananas and peanut butter are good. Why would I get it out of the frame? I'm just going to keep eating it. Listen to this. So good. Probably sounds horrible. Highlights from my week. I started a new job, which I kind of just mentioned, maybe. Unless I decide to cut that part out, and then you won't know what I'm referring to. But, super excited about my new job. Except for the fact, I'm super excited about having the 9 to 5 part. But I'm not excited about having the 9 to 5 part. Because having the 9 to 5 part is going to be really cool, because I'll have a really consistent schedule, which will hopefully enable me to organize my life better, maybe make my goals better, maybe make videos more consistently, a lot of really cool things. But the 9 to 5 part is a con because I don't know, we'll see how it goes. It makes my evenings feel so short, and then I feel like during the week, I've been working for the weekend. And the weekend does come, but then who wants to live for the weekend? And this is why I need to meditate. On to more important things. On a random side note, I'm sick of calling people all the time. I feel like it's a subtle form of holding on to the past instead of being in the present. So sick of calling people. It's like in history, if you moved, you couldn't call and talk to people. And they just had to live with it. And then now we have computers, and now we all feel like we can just call and talk to everybody. Except I feel like to the human brain, it just does not work. It's not a great system because computer communication is just not the same as being in person. And I'm so sick and tired of calling people. It takes up so much time. It makes me feel so disconnected from my normal life. But then me, being a non-assertive person, feels really guilty when I don't call people. And you know what? Fuck feeling guilty. I'm so done feeling like I have to call and talk to people. I'm getting a lot more assertive in my life, which is a good thing. And one of the ways in which I'm going to get more assertive is I'm going to stop calling and talking to people. I'm just going to tell people that I don't want to call and talk anymore. I want to spend more time with the people who are physically here. Like with Benji, even though he's a big jerk. And with Mariah, because I freaking love her a lot. And I would love to spend more time with her instead of avoiding her all the time, because I feel like I'm overwhelmed all the time, because I constantly have to call long distance people all the time. So done with that. Moving on to other things. If I was a jerk to Benji first probably, but I will never admit that, especially on camera. Definitely true. I'm never going to admit on camera that I was probably actually a jerk to Benji first. Don't tell anybody that. I mean, you can know it, but like, don't let them know that I admitted it, because like, I'm not allowed to admit that to Benji. I have to keep making him feel guilty for being a jerk to me, as if like I don't deserve it, even though I definitely do. Why do I insist on being different? This comes back to the I'm sick of calling people. And I feel like it's just a thing where like, when you really think hard about life, and then you realize how it works, and then it's awkward because... And how do you reconcile knowing how things work with fitting in and making relationships and not being awkward and constantly going against everything everyone else is doing? And it's... I get really sick and tired of that. Would I rather be ignorant? Probably not, but I'm also still, one day maybe I won't be frustrated about how the more I think about things, the more I want to do things that I think are good ideas, but that everybody else kind of clashes with, because people don't want to think that much because they're not me, because I'm obsessive and think way too much about everything. This is my second video. It's bad, but that's okay, because I made a video and that's progress. No one's watching them anyway, which is how I wanted it, right? Yes, I didn't tell anybody about when I made my first video, because, I almost dropped it in there. That would have been awkward. It's part of my, like, trying to get away from, like, being, affected by how other people think. Because, like, there's a level where, like, I don't care what other people think, but there's this other level where, like, something I haven't detached myself from is the fact that, well, something I'm insecure about is that I feel really unstable in my life and going out on my own when it goes against what everybody else thinks. And when I say everybody else, I mean anybody who disagrees with me, because there are tons of people who don't disagree with me, who think what I'm doing is completely fine, and I still say everybody doesn't agree with me, because that's how I feel for some reason, because it plays on insecurity I have about not being a hard worker and being afraid of, like, not making enough money to make a living. And so when anybody even, like, kind of questions what I'm doing, it makes me feel really insecure, and then I freak out about the fact that they're doubting me. So, that's my life right now. My name is Nehemiah Hine. This is a banana with peanut butter, and I think that is a good end to the video, so I can get to bed and show up to work without being as tired as I was today, even though I'm still not getting 8 hours of sleep.